The biggest scam of the 21st century is not happening on the dark web. It does not involve shadowy hackers, stolen credit cards, or complex crypto laundries. It happens in broad daylight. It happens the exact millisecond you click that shiny Buy Now button on a self-improvement course. We have all been fed the same lie for years. Invest in yourself. It's the only way to win in this economy. Buy this course, fix your mindset, unlock your potential. But no one tells you that brilliant predators have turned your deepest desire to live a better life into a billion-dollar trap. They have weaponized advanced behavioral psychology against your wallet. Today, we're not just calling out fake gurus. We're ripping apart the exact psychological engine they use to brainwash you. I want you to win your mind back and your money. You think you're investing in your future. You're not. You're just funding a stranger's Lamborghini. We'll break down exactly how this trap operates, and by the end of this talk, I will share 3 rigid rules to permanently immunize your wallet against them. The last rule completely flipped how I view money, and it will change how you make every single career decision from this moment on. Let me tell you a story about how incredibly stupid I used to be. A few years ago, I was stuck in a brutal routine. I was working 90-hour weeks, staring at screens until my eyes bled. I felt trapped, exhausted, and desperately poor. One night, around 3 in the morning, an ad popped up on my phone. There was this guy. He looked 22. He was standing next to a matte black Ferrari parked outside a massive mansion in Miami. He was looking at a swimming pool, holding a glass of green juice, looking deeply at the camera. He told me that my 9-to-5 job was modern-day slavery. He told me that inflation was eating my savings alive. He told me that if I did not act right now, I would be left behind forever while the rest of the world got rich. He claimed he made $50,000 a day using a secret blueprint, and he showed a quick screenshot of a Shopify dashboard with numbers flashing so fast my head spun. I was hooked. My heart was pounding. I felt this intense surge of panic mixed with pure hope. I didn't even look at my bank account. I grabbed my credit card and paid $997 for his masterclass. I felt amazing the moment I hit purchase. I felt like I had already won. Do you want to know what happened next? The course was absolute garbage. It was a collection of grainy videos where he basically read Wikipedia pages about marketing. It was filled with cheesy motivational quotes from famous historical figures who would turn in their graves if they knew their words were being used this way. When I realized the course taught me nothing, I emailed his support team asking for the money-back guarantee he promised. They replied with a wall of text citing hidden fine print. They told me that because I had opened more than 10% of the video modules, I was no longer eligible for a refund. Then they tried to sell me a $5,000 VIP coaching program. They told me the reason the first course didn't work for me was my energy frequency was too low. They said I had a poverty mindset, and I needed to invest deeper to show the universe I was truly committed. I felt so dirty, so ashamed, and so unbelievably broke. I spent weeks blaming myself, thinking I just wasn't trying hard enough. Let's look at exactly what happened inside my brain during that midnight mistake, because my brain completely betrayed me, just like yours might be doing right now. Human brains are evolutionary masterpieces, but they have major glitches. The first glitch is what psychologists call the halo effect. Our brains are incredibly lazy. When we see massive material wealth, like a sports car or a mansion, our brain automatically assumes that the person owning it must also possess high intelligence, expertise, and moral superiority. We think if he drives a Ferrari, everything coming out of his mouth must be the ultimate truth. Fake gurus exploit this flawlessly. They rent that mansion for a weekend, lease the Ferrari by the hour, and Photoshop their Stripe accounts. They're not selling you knowledge, they're selling you a beautifully packaged lifestyle, and your brain greedily fills in the blanks. They tap directly into the American dream, that deep obsession with instant flashing success. The second glitch is our biology. Your brain represents only about 2% of your total body weight, but it devours a massive 20% of your daily energy. Because it's an energy hog, your brain is biologically hardwired to find shortcuts. It hates friction. It loves efficiency. Now, imagine your brain is given two choices. Choice A is to spend 3 years of intense, agonizing, frustrating effort learning a hard skill like coding, copywriting, or video editing. Choice B is to buy a masterclass that promises to make you $20,000 a month in 90 days using an automated system. Your brain will instantly choose option B. It's an evolutionary defense mechanism to save energy. The fake guru is not selling education. He's selling a biological shortcut. He's tricking your evolutionary wiring into believing that success can happen without the agonizing friction of actual labor. Once they get you through the door, they trigger another psychological trap, the sunk cost fallacy. This is a vicious loop. When I spent that first $1,000, my ego became fully invested in the outcome. To admit that the course was a total scam would mean admitting that I was an idiot who got fooled. Human beings hate being wrong more than they hate losing money. So what do? We double down. We protect our fragile egos by convincing ourselves that the course is actually brilliant and that we're just not implementing it correctly. Behavioral psychology shows that victims of these scams will actually defend the scammers to their friends and family, completely brainwashing themselves just to avoid the pain of admitting they were conned. This leads directly into the most toxic part of the entire self-improvement industry, disguised victim blaming. When you buy a $2,000 course and inevitably fail to get rich, the guru has a bulletproof shield. They will look you dead in the eye and say the system works, you just didn't want it bad enough. They tell you that you lack the hunger or your mindset is too negative. This is a disgusting psychological mind game. You lose your hard-earned money, and when you complain, they turn the weapon around and stab your self-esteem with it. They convince you that your poverty is a personal moral failure. They keep you trapped in what scientists call the Dunning-Kruger effect, specifically at the peak of absolute ignorance. When you first watch their sleek videos, they feed you shallow, high-level concepts that sound incredibly profound but mean nothing. They talk about changing your paradigm, shifting your reality, or leveraging digital assets. Because it sounds fancy, your confidence skyrockets. You feel like a genius who has discovered a secret doorway to wealth, even though your actual practical skill level is exactly zero. The guru deliberately keeps you trapped on that peak of false confidence by handing out meaningless digital certificates and flashy titles. They want you high on dopamine so you keep your wallet open for the next upsell.
Look at the classic sales funnel they use. It always starts free. They give you a free ebook or a free 90-minute webinar. That webinar is pure psychological warfare. They spend 80 minutes agitating your pain, talking about corporate layoffs, economic collapse, and the dread of the daily commute. They trigger your amygdala, the emotional alarm system in your brain, putting you in a state of high anxiety and fear of missing out. Then, in the final 10 minutes, they present their course as the ultimate exclusive antidote. They create a fake sense of scarcity, shouting that there are only 5 spots left or the price doubles in 12 minutes. They create an artificial prices to force your logical brain to shut down completely. We need to talk about what real investment actually looks like, because there's a massive difference between buying an illusion and buying power. True investment means spending money on hard skills that can be objectively measured. If you pay money to learn how to write a high-converting landing page, how to automate data pipelines using Python, or how to design a video structure that holds a viewer's attention for 10 minutes, that is a real asset. Those are hard skills. They are measurable, tangible, and they generate direct economic value. A hard skill does not require a hyped-up cheerleader standing next to a pool to convince you it works. It works because it is a tool, not an emotion. The trap is spending money to buy fleeting motivation and external validation. To make sure you never fall for this multi-billion-dollar trap again, you must implement 3 unyielding rules starting today. Take these rules and tattoo them into your financial decision-making process. The first rule is that you must buy action, never emotion. Fake courses are essentially high-priced dopamine vendors that use inspiring music, high-energy speakers, and grand declarations to give you an intense emotional high. When you are sitting there watching the video, you feel a massive rush of excitement. Your brain mistakes that fuzzy feeling of inspiration for actual personal progress. But inspiration evaporates the second you close the laptop. Real progress is incredibly boring, tedious, and often deeply painful. It looks like staring at broken code for 4 hours, rewriting a script for the 10th time, or manually fixing errors in a spreadsheet late at night. If a course leaves you feeling incredibly warm, fuzzy, and excited, you are buying a psychological drug, not a capability. If the learning process does not feel like hard, frictional work, you are being entertained, not educated. The second rule is to look for derivative skills, not top-down mindsets. Mindset is completely useless without foundational execution. Do not ever buy a course that promises to teach you how to become a millionaire, how to think like a CEO, or how to unlock financial freedom. Those are vague, empty concepts designed to create illusions. Instead, look for micro skills. Seek out education that teaches you how to optimize a specific ad campaign, how to negotiate a contract, or how to operate a specific piece of software. Specific skills build businesses and generate income. Vague mindset training only generates deeper illusions and leaves you dependent on the next piece of advice. The third rule is the revenue source test. This is the ultimate filter. Before you give a single dollar to anyone online, you must rigorously investigate where their primary income originates. If a person is teaching you how to build a real estate empire, but 90% of their actual revenue comes from selling courses on how to build a real estate empire, walk away immediately. That is a knowledge Ponzi scheme. They are using the money of the students to fund the very lifestyle they claim they built using their strategy. A legitimate educator is someone who runs an active, profitable business out of the spotlight and teaches on the side as a secondary pursuit. Their primary wealth must come from the actual market friction of buying and selling real goods or services, not from exploiting the desperation of beginners. Moving forward, I want you to adopt an immediate defense mechanism, the 72-hour freeze. Never, under any circumstances, click buy on a course or a mastermind group during a live webinar or immediately after watching an ad. Your brain is swimming in artificial dopamine and manufactured urgency. Close the tab, put your phone away, wait exactly 3 days. Let your emotional center cool down, let your dopamine return to its baseline level, and then look at the offer again with cold, hard logic. If it still makes sense after 72 hours of sober thought, only then do you consider it. You must transition from a state of passive consumption to aggressive execution. Stop spending 2 hours a day listening to motivational podcasts or watching lifestyle vlogs of wealthy creators. That's just passive scrolling disguised as self-development. Instead, spend 1 hour taking raw information and forcing your hands to build something. Your time allocation must always maintain a strict ratio of 20% input to 80% output. If you read a chapter of a book for 15 minutes, you must spend the next hour actively applying that specific concept to a real project. You also need to aggressively purge your digital environment. Go through your social media feeds today and ruthlessly unfollow or block every single creator who constantly flaunts physical wealth without showing the gritty, unglamorous mechanics of their operation. If they show the sports car but never show the boring spreadsheets, the failed product launches, or the technical systems, they are toxic distraction. They are triggering your status anxiety and scrambling your focus. Every single Sunday night, ask yourself one quantitative question. What specific tool, technique, or hard skill do I master tonight that I did not know how to execute last Sunday? If your honest answer is just that your mindset feels more expanded or you feel more motivated, you must wake up. You are caught in the self-improvement illusion. You are chasing a feeling of growth instead of actual growth. Stop funding the lifestyles of predatory gurus. Guard your mind, protect your hard-earned capital, and start building your own reality through real, friction-filled, unglamorous work.